everybody, Skeetz here, and I'm going to show you every single one of my macros requested by a lot of people. I won't be doing them for my Hunter or Shaman because I don't play those tunes anymore, and there's not really that many good macros on these tunes anyway. So you don't really need to see anything. My Rogue has a lot of macros, so does my DK. I'm going to be doing a separate Unholy DK guide to get more in depth to them, so I'll just show you the macros and give you a little brief rundown of how they work, but Unholy DK pet management is something that I'm going to have to do and get more advanced into. So I'll start off with my Rogue. So here I am on my Rogue. Now, I'm a pretty lazy Rogue, so my kidney shot, my ambush macros, garrote macros, and cheap shot, not kidney shot, macros have a slash cast premeditation in them purely because if I go and straight up and garrote, I'll get four points straight away, 4 combo points, which means then I can, shiv, get another point up, or backstab, and then get a full recoup up straight away, or a full kidney, so whenever it's up, I'm always using premeditation, so that's why I have ambush, slash cast, premeditation, then slash cast ambush. This one says it's backstab macro because it used to be a start attack backstab, but now that I'm hemo, I use it for shiv instead of backstab, so it's pretty simple. It's just a start attack. I don't think they're really that necessary anymore, so I don't know if you need that or not, so you might not need it. I've got blind here. This is just my standard focus modifier, blind. Basically, if I just press my blind button, it will blind my current target. If I hold shift, it will blind my focus. Again, there's my premeditation cheap shot one. I don't want to rush these so that you guys have a chance to actually follow. Same thing, this is focus dismantle, with if I just press it normally, it will dismantle my current target. Garrote one, premeditation garrote, pretty simple guys, like these really aren't complicated macros, these are just ones that make it life easier for me. This is another one, this is a gouge one. It has stop macro at the end, it doesn't really need that, I just have that for some, I don't know, reason, but yeah, that's just a focus gouge one, as well as if I press it normally, it will gouge my current target. Hemo, this one, basically, I'm lazy, so I macro in my gloves, so that whenever my gloves are up, they give me like 460 agility, which just keeps my damage up. So you can see that it's just a start attack, use gloves, and then cast hemorrhage. It's my kick, which I showed you guys all in a tutorial. Just kicks my target if I don't press anything, and it kicks my focus if I hold shift. Now this one's a bit of a bit different. The combo will reset after 20 seconds. It's just basically if you switch targets and you just mouse wheel, like I have it on mouse wheel up, and I mouse wheel up twice, it will redirect and then kidney shot that target, and it will reset back to redirect after 20 seconds. So that's basically what it does. It's handy, but it's not necessary. It's just another one that makes things easier for me, so I can get full redirect kidneys very quick. My sap macro, this is a slash stop attack, clear target enemy player slash cast sap. Now what that does, I won't switch off this for a little bit, so you guys can copy that down. But basically, it stops my attacking, so I don't auto attack or knock people in combat. But it clears my target, and it targets the closest enemy, which is target enemy player. And then every time I press it, it will clear and try to target the enemy one. So you can mash that sap macro, like just mash it and find enemy rogues in stealth, and that's the one that I use. So I find that really efficient. So if you guys want to copy that down, you can. If you guys are having trouble following, just pause the video in certain spots, so that can always help. Shadow Dance, I just use my trinket when I Shadow Dance, nothing special there. I showed this one in my other video. It's just when I press F, I recuperate. When I hold Shift F, I slice and dice. That's pretty much it. I showed that one in the tutorial. My shadow step, kick one, so basically if I press nothing it shadow steps my target, but if I hold shift I can shadow step and kick my focus target, so try to keep your focus targets casters to get clutch kicks. This one's just a slash cast deadly throw, so basically if they're running away from me and I have a combo point spare, I can slow them down. If not, I can just throw at them and apply a crippling, because you can apply cripplings to your offhands, your throwing weapons, sorry, and get them. Mashable stealth, that's one is so I can mash it and I don't get pulled back out. It's pretty simple, just make sure you have the exclamation mark there. Tricks of the trade, slash cast at blah blah blah, tricks of the trade, it increases their damage by 15%. And the last macro for my rogue is show tooltip, vanish, slash stop attack, slash cast, vanish. Just makes it so I don't auto attack out. I don't think it's necessary, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's all. That's all my macros for my rogue. And now some macros for my priest. That was a this macro was the one I made from when I was playing disc, and it uses my trinket and it casts power infusion on myself and inner focus, so I can pump big heals without being silenced. It's probably not the best macro to have for disc. It was just something I was trying out, so I wouldn't. You can if you want, but I wouldn't recommend getting this one. This one basically is because I don't know why I did this. You don't really need to. I have my my self cast button off alt for keybinding reasons, so I had to modify a macro to make alt dispel myself. If not, it dispels my current target. Because I do play shadow, I don't need to make macros to dispel certain people in my teams. So yeah, that's just my dispel macro. Dispersion, basically if I hold if I hold alt and press the same button, it cancels it. So you only use that in really clutch situations if there's someone on like 10% HP and you need to cancel disperse to get a shadow word death off. But a lot of the times you don't cancel, so. Fiend. This is one I showed. The slash cast no pet, no challenge mind flay shadow fiend. So it doesn't cancel that first line, it doesn't cancel your mind flay cast to get it, so you have to wait till it's done. And it only does it if you have no pet out, obviously. Then it puts it on aggressive, so your pet's all angry and will attack anyone regardless, because your fiend, when it hits things, gives you mana back. So if you kill someone and your fiend's out, you don't want him to run back to you and sit there and do nothing. Slash cast shadow crawl is like a shadow step, so he blinks straight to the target that you've summoned the pet on. So whoever you're targeting will be who your shadow fiend is attacking, and then it will start attacking him. That's what that macro does. And yeah, some people messaged me and saying they were a bit confused on what that did, so I hope that's explained it. This one's just a one where I grip a certain target, and if I hold shift I can grip that guy, a certain person in. If not, it will just grip whoever I'm targeting, which is heroic leap. I think it's, I don't know, is it heroic? No, heroic leaps warriors. Leap of faith, sorry. Mass Dispel, it is a slash stop casting and then slash cast Mass Dispel. The exclamation mark is so that you can mash it and the big circle that it displays Mass Dispel doesn't disappear. So that basically means that if they bubble, you can press that, it will stop your cast and you will Mass Dispel straight away, which is really handy. Mind Flay is slash cast no channeling mind flay. So basically you can mash your mind flay and it will only cast another mind flay when you finish, so you don't waste mana and you don't waste a full cast of a mind flay. It's just it's mana efficient, it's helpful, and you don't accidentally stop one cast and start another mind flay cast. Psychic Horror, this one's just a slash stop casting. If I hold down shift, it will Psychic Horror my focus, and if I just press it normally, it will Psychic Horror my current target. This is my mashable shadow form macro. Basically I can just mash this and it won't pull me out of shadow form, much like stealth. Pretty simple. Silence, this is another stop casting one. If I hold down shift, it will silence my focus target. So if my focus is a healer, it will focus silence them, and if I don't, I can just silence someone regularly by pressing it normally. Shadow of Death is the same, stop casting. I use the shift, the focus one, because I have the focus in here because of disc. If I'm getting if I have my ally targeted while I'm playing disc, and they're trying to sheet me, I can press shift and it will death my target instead of me having to drop targets and try to click someone. It's a lot handier to have, so I recommend having that. And then you've got wings. This one just basically uses my trinket and uses Archangel. Now Archangel, when you mind flay, you gain stacks, and when you get 5 stacks, it instantly restores 5% of your total mana and increases the damage done with your Mind Flay, Mind Spike, Mind Blast, and Shadow of Death by 20% for 18 seconds. So that with your trinket up is a lot of damage, so that's a handy macro to have. Now, for the hard stuff. You guys have all seen this in the video. If you haven't, there will be an annotation at the end. If not, press the link down for the video for the big guide on how to write macros. It's really handy, and it explains a lot of things. Now I'm just going to show you my macros on my DK, give you a brief explanation, and you guys are going to have to wait until my next guide comes out, which is going to be, well, when my Unholy guide comes out, and I'll be showing you guys how to play and use macros efficiently to play Unholy really well. So yeah, that just is a Chains of Ice. If I hold shift, it does my focus. The death coil one, this one is, if I don't press any modifiers, it will death coil my current target, which is generally when I'm trying to do damage. But if I hold shift, it targets my pet. Now death coil heals your pet, so if it's dying you can hold shift and you can heal your pet. Your pet is a lot of your damage, guys, and you're gonna, when you get up in the ratings, a lot of people are gonna focus to try to kill your pet or fear it. So you gotta make sure you keep an eye on your pet and make sure that your pet's out of CC and all that jazz, because a lot of your damage is your pet, which is annoying. Dark Transformation, basically it casts Dark Transformation, transforms my pet into a big ugly thing, and it turns Claw auto cast on, and the pet will follow and pet attack. Pet follow, pet attacks in the row means that it will always attack your target. You just have to press that macro once and your pet will attack what you're attacking, because you always have your pet on passive. Always. Now this is my Gargoyle macro, and basically I use your Gargoyle scales off your stats, so you use your CDs like your Trinket. Lifeblood is because I have Herbalism. I don't know why. Herbalism gives you haste, which Unholy DKs have, so I guess it's just not that bad, but sometimes, depending on how much haste it is, my Gargoyle will start meleeing people for a lot of damage, which is pretty cool. And what it does is it basically scales all your damage, and your Gargoyle will do a lot more. Again, pet follow, pet attack. They straight away do, it will straight away, the Gargoyle will attack what you're having. A lot of times, Gargoyle, you'll see and be like, oh, it's not attacking my target. You just press the macro again, even if it's summoned, and it will stop attacking, follow you, and pet attack whatever you're targeting. That's what it does. So that's just pet management. Death Grip, basically hold shift, it will focus Death Grip in your target. You can basically copy and paste one of the other macros that I've showed with the modifiers and just change the names. I shouldn't have to show you guys for a long period of time each one of these. That's my Frost one, basically just using my Trinket, then Pillar Frost, because Pillar Frost does 20% of your strength, your Trinket increases strength, so basically use a Trinket beforehand and it does more damage. Lichborn, make sure it's /cast square bracket at player or at your name, Death Coil, because it heals, and you don't just press it once. If you want to heal with Lichborn, you have to spam it and Death Coil multiple times to heal yourself. Now a lot of people had a lot of trouble with that macro, and they were wondering why it didn't work. It does work. Make sure Lichborn is up, you show tooltip Lichborn so you know when the cooldown's up, and you mash that. It will put you in Lichborn and it will start Death Coiling at yourself. Because basically the first line, reason why it's like that, is because it won't be able to do it, so it goes to use Hellstone, then Lichborn. Rah, 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 rah. That's your heal. Focus Kick, it's basically the modifier macro shift. It does that, and it kicks my target. Necrotic Strike is just a focus dark command. So when I'm necrotic striking, I taunt my focus. It's just one of those things, so if the focus tries and get away and drink, you know, it keeps people in combat. It's just to help keep people in combat, because I mash Necrotic Strike. Every DK mashes Necrotic. This one is my pet macro. I also showed that in the video, which is going to be in the annotation later and in the comments, so you can press that to watch the guide. And basically, if I press nothing, it will gnaw and leap when I tell it to, and if I hold shift, it will gnaw and leap my focus. And it turns pet auto cast claw off so that it reserves energy to stun, and once it's stunned, guys, press the dark transformation macro regardless if you can't transform him, and it will turn it back on and you would be doing lots of damage again right after you've pet stun. That's another pet management thing. This one is my basic raise pet and death pact, which is raise pet and sacrifice. So basically at the start of the arena you press that macro and then you press it again to sacrifice him if you need HP. It basically just saves spots on your bars, because I like to have lots of stuff. I have lots of stuff on my bars and I don't want to have to bind 1,000 things when I have all these modifiers, and a lot of people in my videos are going, oh lol, he's only got like 20 binds, he's a noob. It's like, no, I have focus modifiers for like all of them, so it's like more like 40 odd binds, not 20. And then you got Raise Dead for a Frost DK, which is slash cast sequence. It resets after 60 seconds because your pet only lasts for 60 seconds as Frost. That's why it's resets after 60 seconds. So you have 60 seconds to death pact him, guys, if you need to sacrifice your pet. Another thing, it's a Sword Strike just to keep them in combat. Just cast that focus, dark command. Stance, this one's just a cast sequence, Blood Presence, Unholy Presence. It's my easy macro, so I can go in between Blood and Unholy. As an Unholy DK, guys, now we take a lot of damage and we get trained, so you're going to have to start learning to go into Blood Presence. It's like going defensive stance. No more just dirt moding it in and going in and just like, it's okay guys, I can death strike for 20k. No more of that. We can only death strike for 8k. My Strangulate, basically, it's my, if I hold shift it does my focus Strangulate. If I do nothing, it just strangulates my current target. This is my pet shield wall. You can't go into your spellbook and drag pet spells onto your bars, which is gay, so you have to make a macro. And that one is shield wall reduces your pet's damage taken by 50% if they're dark transformed. When they're normal, they have to actually huddle and like stand there and they don't do anything, but when they're transformed you can press that and they just take 50% less damage, and they go balls to the walls and do heaps of damage. So you need that. And then my last macro is Unholy Frenzy. This one, what it does, if I use it on an ally, it does damage, so I can break my healer or anyone out in my party. I mainly use it for my healer, because my healer can cleanse, so make sure you do it on healers. Healers are a lot smarter to do it than DPS, because you don't want to, even if you get your DPS out of a CC and your healer's in a CC, you're still going to die. So use it on healers, that's my advice. And it will break them out of polymorphs, blinds, all that jazz. So, and it lasts for 25 seconds, so you can tell your guy that he's immune to certain CCs for that amount of time. And guys, that's all I've got. Be sure to click the annotation that's appearing now to subscribe to my WoW Guides. Oh, subscribe to WoW Guides. It's a link to the WoW Guides video, and it's in the description as well. So guys, I hope those helped you. I hope you guys can use them efficiently, and I hope they help. That's my aim of these videos, is to help you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.